Trizzy the rapper, he come with the clappers.
Here's my last video on our advanced video on how to play in the first of two, guys. So now we should be very experienced in the match, in our matchups, in our games, and I'm going to give y'all just a little bit more of information just in case y'all need it, you know. And the first thing would be, are you playing against the character? Before you go into a match, are you really thinking about how a character plays in a game? So, whoops, okay. So, let's take Bob for example, right? He's a character that the only way for this character to get combos is by down forward 2, whiff punishes with crouch dash 1, counter hits with crouch dash 1, and that's pretty much the only ways he can get combos. So what you can base off of that is literally don't get counter hit in neutral, don't get randomly get counter hit in neutral, and this character usually needs space first to play his neutral in order to combo you. You know what I'm saying? As well as other ways he can combo you by strings, of course. He has strings like 1 2 1 plus 2. But generally, if you rush down this character, he's not gonna have too many chances to combo you. You know what I'm saying? He has to really grind in order to combo you first. Or we can look at a character like Anna, right? This character, she has a high in neutral that has a counter hit launcher and does a ton of damage. But generally, she has very punishable mids if she wants to even try to launch you in neutral. Down forward 2, forward forward 3, quarter circle forward 2. All these mids are punishable, so she'll only be using highs in order to get you into a combo. Which is why you should be looking out for highs, you know. You should generally just be looking out for her highs if you're playing neutral against her. And of course, if she's mixing you up, then you gotta make sure she doesn't mix you up or it gets right. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really think about like how these characters can combo you. And I'll give a few more examples of different characters. A couple more examples that you might want to know is that characters like Paul, his best combo starters in neutral, or probably his only combo starters that he's going to be using against you, is like quarter circle back 4. This is a combo starter. It's very common. Quarter circle forward 3. This can be a combo starter. Okay, I'm not going to try to combo, but this can be a combo starter. Trust me. Trust me, guys. Trust me. Trust me, bruh. Come on, bro. There it goes. Had to do it for the video. I'm sorry. But that can also be a combo starter. And then when we look at his mids that can be combo starters, he has down forward 2. And then that's about it. That's pretty much the only mid. Unless I'm missing something. Unless I'm missing a mid that he can combo you with. But generally in neutral, this is the only mid that he'll be using to combo you, you know. And this move has to be either a whip punish or a counter hit. This move can't hit you while you're crouching and launch you at the same time. That doesn't work like that. If you're crouching, then that move still doesn't work. So generally, you have to really be thinking about how does this character get the most of his damage, and that's by whiff punishing with like Death Fist, combo starting with quarter circle forward 3, quarter circle back 4, and you know, keeping you out with down forward 2, or counter hitting you with down forward 2, you know, or whiff punishing you with that same move. But he's not gonna be using like this isn't like a combo starter. This is a very slow move. So generally, Paul players don't use this move. They generally don't use this move because it's so slow and neutral, you know. They can, of course. Paul is pretty broken. But yeah. And then if we talk about a character like Law, where his most of his damage comes from, that's from slides, slide mix-ups, as well as whiff punishing you with 3+4. Best whiff, it's the best whiff punisher in the game, so you always have to be wary of this. You have to really see like where the law player's head is at and see if he's actually like trying to whiff punish you, you know. As well as his down forward 2. And is there another move? Dragon Hammer. Dragon Hammer is another one. A counter hit launcher. As well as Magic 4. So he has this for counter hit, this for counter hit, and this for a counter hit launcher. Those 3 moves right there. As well as he has a whiff punisher, which is 3+4, and slides. You know what I'm saying? So you have to avoid, you have to be thinking of all these things at the same time. So when you're playing neutral, when you're playing out here, the one thing you need to be thinking about is not Dragon Hammer, because this move doesn't have range. This is what you shouldn't be thinking about. You should be thinking about 3+4 and going in on him, and he does Magic 4 or down 4-2. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should be thinking about, is keep out tools as well as his whiff punishes. But if he's in on you, then Dragon Hammer is a very important move that you should be sidestepping. You should be thinking about really. You shouldn't be thinking about 3+4 when he's up in your face. As well as Magic 4 is a move which is still good, you know, even in his range against you. And that's generally. Oh, and slides. When he's up close to you, slides are also pretty devastating as well. So you should be thinking about that. All these things when you're against a character, what moves do they use at certain ranges, and how do you take the least damage possible while also playing against them, you know? Always be wary of these moves. It'll take you a long way, trust me. As well as looking at like their favorite moves in general. So I picked Yoshimitsu for this next topic, which is trying to figure out what's their favorite moves. And Yoshimitsu, 1+4. 1+4. We're calling this 1+4 today. But Yoshimitsu's a classic example of a character that is generally, in some way, shape, or form, he's always going to play risky because he gets more reward out of that. Like, this character doesn't really function if he's not taking a risk. You know what I mean? So like Yoshimitsu players might hold back on using full crouch down forward 4. Is a very good move, but they might not want to use that move. Some Yoshi players might not want to use this move at all. But in some way, shape, or form, they have to be taking risks because he doesn't have good tracking moves, you know? So eventually, at some point, they have to be using this move. And if they're not using this move, that means they're using stuff like down forward 1 and 3-4 and forward 1+2 instead, which you can actually step to your left side. You can actually step those moves to your left side, which is a big risk for him. As well as him using Flash, of course, the notorious move Flash. Eventually, he's going to use this move, and you can pick up on that tendency when he wants to use his move. So this character can, like, he can't stop taking risks. He just can't, because that's how the character functioned, you know. Crouch dash 1, he uses this in certain situations like picking up off the ground. Just predicting this one time is good enough, because then you'll get a launch on him, like on a wake up situation, you know. So down forward 2 doesn't have range. You can whiff punish this move pretty easily. All these moves have risk to them, you know. All of them do. And picking out which move is their favorites will bring you a long way too. Because some Yoshi players just spam this move over and over. This move right here, they'll just spam that move. And, you know, some other Yoshi players might not spam that at all. They'll just use 3-4 all day. They'll just keep using this all day. And then they'll just flash, you know what I'm saying? So picking up on that is going to take you a long way again, like I'm saying. And yeah, I think that's the last of the video, and that's all the information I wanted to tell you guys. Hopefully you guys are now good tournament players. And yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure y'all subscribe. That's about it.
Glad you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to share and leave a comment. And if you like to see more of Trizzy's content, make sure to stay tuned and hit the subscribe button.